To our Women in Localization Get to Know You session. And my name is Marie the Block, and I think I would probably know most of the people on this call at this stage. So it'd be great if you could just pop in where you are from on the list so we can make sure that we're getting all of your questions, and we're seeing if you have chapters in your different locations. So again, you can ask questions live if you want to the two ladies, or you can pop your questions into the meeting chat as well. It's going to be about 30 minutes, which is great, just nice and sharp and snappy. So I'm going to hand over to Maria and Ingrid, who are going to introduce themselves and kick it off. So ladies, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mairead, and welcome everybody. It's great to have the opportunity to present and to share a little bit about who we are and why we're here with all of you. Thank you to RWS for their continued support as a global sponsor to Women in Localization, and certainly for this fantastic opportunity. So myself, I'm Maria de Arriba. I am a Spaniard living in Ireland for the last 22 years, and I am Program Director for Chapters and Global Growth at Women in Localization. I've been a member of Women in Localization for about 7 or 8 years, and I have been volunteering for the most part of 4 years. I started off at a kind of chapter level and moved on to the global organization supporting programs, and now I am the program director. Why we're here today? To tell you why we do what we do, why Women in Localization exists, educate you in terms of what we do, how we can benefit our members, and we hope that you'll find this conversation informative, that it will motivate you to join as members, or if you're already a member, perhaps to engage more, or maybe discover new things that you didn't know that you could leverage from the organization. I'm gonna let my colleague and partner in crime, Inger, introduce herself, and then we'll take it away from there.
Thank you, Maria. Hi there. I'm a Norwegian living in London. I've lived in various places, including in Ireland for 3 years. My background is from the localization industry. I've been a member of the UK chapter since 2014, and also volunteering as chapter manager, and now looking after 7 European chapters. So I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, Inger. So our mission is to effectively foster a global community for the advancement of women and of the localization industry. And by that, we mean truly embrace everything that means to foster, to educate, to nurture, and to grow all of our members. Women in Localization was founded in 2008 by the 3 co-founders, who are still very much involved in the organization. They're still part of the board. We became a not-for-profit in 2019, and we are a very much inclusive organization. We're supported by men, women, and other denominations across the globe. And as Mairead mentioned, we have an extensive network of chapters worldwide that we are going to talk you through later on. So our board for 2021 has 10 board members, and the beauty of this board, when I look at it, is that 4 board members, including our president, comes from an early volunteering at a chapter level and then has grown within the organization. So it just goes to show that there is a growth path for volunteers, that we walk the talk of empowering, advancing women and advancing the localization industry. As well as our board, we have a team of 5 advisory board members. One of them is Anna Schlegel, whom you know as one of the founding members of Women in Localization. And their core role is to provide, meet with the board and provide sort of a strategic advice and kind of organizational strategy in terms of growth, development, and bring in further value to our members. So I'm going to hand it over to Ingrid to talk a little bit about our values.
Thank you, Maria. Yes, I guess that like many present here, I've been to quite a lot of industry events over the years. and I wanted to talk a bit about what makes women in localization events different. It is, first of all, just to underline this, the role of men in our organization. We welcome men as members and as attendees, as mentors, and we have our core values, and anyone who shares those are very welcome. So just so that is said. What first struck me about the Women in Localization events was that they are very informal. It's first names only. You go there to be educated, to network, and you're not wearing your company hat or your title. It's a very supportive and sharing community. And I have to say, I've heard this from many other women in localization that I've talked to over the past year, and many of them say the same as me. We don't know what we would have done without women in localization in these times. And we look after each other, and everyone is welcome, and it doesn't. And we cater for all levels of localization professionals, from students of translation or related studies, through project managers, linguistic quality control people, software engineers, and directors and VPs. Everyone is welcome.
Thank you, Inger. And I think it is fair to say that in addition to being that safe place and safe community for everybody to join, to grow, to contribute, to share, we're also a not-for-profit, so we're organized, where the backbone of our organization are the 9 global programs that you're looking at on your screen. They support, on the one hand, the sort of not-for-profit organization, all of the administration, the sort of people management, etc., and also the chapters, both existing and chapters that will be launched and opened in the future, and of course our members. There are 2 programs that are relatively new but very close to our heart this year. One is the global community, and we'll speak a little bit more about the global community in a minute, and then the media channel. And really the media channel is brand new. We're going to create a YouTube channel that is going to be educational in nature, available to our members only, and it's going to be the go-to place. That's our goal, the go-to place for people who want to learn about localization or who want to indeed sort of grow and develop further. In terms of our footprint, this is just a snapshot of where we are today. On the 24th of February, effectively, we have 28 chapters around the world in 20 countries. We have approximately 180 volunteers in the chapters alone, plus all of the volunteers who support the global organization. And we have over 4,500 official members worldwide. And that's official members as in registered on the website. And I know Inger is going to touch on how to become an official member. We have tens of thousands of followers on our social media channels. And really what we would love is to see more of those followers becoming members and truly being able to leverage and benefit what effectively what our membership has to offer. So over to Inger to talk a little bit about those benefits.
Yeah, our events are very popular and they fill up very, very quickly. So members will get the first, be included in the first round of invitations. And as Maria mentioned, with the media channel, Members will also have access to gated content, and that includes videos to recordings from events, both local events and the global community events. We also have some exclusive webinars only for members. If you are a member, you will also get partners discounts to for instance, events. We have volunteering opportunities whereby people can join us in the local or global chapters and learn new skills and be a close part of our community. Yes, monthly newsletter, leadership skills development and publishing, and my personal favorite, our mentorship program, which I'd like to come back to a little bit more in detail in a minute. Thank you. This is from our website, womeninlocalization.com, and you can go and sign up there, and you can choose whether you want to, if there is a local chapter close to you that you want to join, or you can join the global community. Thank you.
Thank you, Inger. And you've sort of segued really well into what I would like to cover very briefly, the global community. I mentioned earlier it's a newly created program. It was created in 2020, but it's really sort of taken off this year. Once anybody becomes a member of Women in Localization, you're automatically part of the global community. And the global community was created for everybody, all the members, whether they are sort of associated or tagged onto a local chapter, or whether there's no chapter currently near them. I guess the real value of the global community is being able to have access to our safe and gated community space that contains everything from job board, volunteering opportunities, recordings of all of the events of all of the Women in Localization chapters around the world, tagged, fully searchable, opportunities for sort of collaborating with other volunteers as well. So as soon as somebody registers as a member, they will be provided with access to womeninlocalization.org, which is the site behind or the site specific to our members. And as I said, it is a platform that is evolving and will continue to evolve with additional educational content in 2021 and beyond. Okay. So Inger, I know you wanted to touch on the mentorship program.
I know. It's a really important part of what we do. We have, people can register as mentees and mentors through our website, and we will match the two. At the moment, we have more mentees than we have mentors, so this is also I'm trying to recruit some more mentors, and you don't have to be you know, a lifelong expert within your field. If you imagine that some of our mentees are newly graduated translators, if someone has worked as a translator, others are maybe at a career's crossroad, and they would like advice from someone a bit more senior, and who's been around the block once or twice, and it's a very as you can understand, very popular program with us, and we are continuing to develop this. And please take a look and please register just after you've signed up as members, of course. Thank you.
Very good. Inger, I think we wanted to give the RWS team a feel for the topics that we cover at our events, but sort of educational and fun events we run. So I'll let you run through that.
Yeah, we try to do a variety of events. The educational ones are very popular. For instance, the latest in machine translation, and I think we can use that as a quite a successful event, because what we did at that particular event was that, which we do at many of these events, we include a translator on the panel. We want to see things from a translator's point of view. They are important people in our industry. We have a nuts and bolts section quite often, so that everyone starts with a grounding and a basic understanding of what it is that we're talking about. We will, when we can, also invite, besides the topics experts, invite an academic. They are paid to think and predict the future, so we love them. So that is an ideal format for many of our educational events. We have also covered lots of different ones, including creative translation, transcreations, games localization, language quality management. And on that note, I would like to make the point that we have access to some fantastic speakers from our industry, and I have to say that the upside of having had to go virtual with our events is that we can invite speakers from wherever, and they are usually very happy to contribute. Then we also have career development events. For instance, where we get people to talk about the different roles in localization, the different career paths, both on the vendor and the client side. Each chapter will maybe do one of those per year, mix and match a little bit. And mentoring events. We recently had an online speed mentoring event, which was very successful, and we're working on rolling out the format of that. Now in the in-person ones, we have mixed students and seasoned professionals by dividing them into groups, so that the students at an early stage can get a good view of what is out there for them. And then we have the inspirational ones. Those have both on local levels. And Maria, would you agree that the global community in particular have organized some amazing inspirational events?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think the one that you have there, Bria's, was fantastic. The one on overcoming imposter syndrome as well, in terms of personal development. So absolutely phenomenal events. Yeah.
Yeah. And then sometimes we just have fun. We have quizzes, we have social events, and we bring a bottle of wine and just have some fun together.
And that's actually a very important part of our mission and even our goals every year is obviously to foster the community, to advance women and the localization industry, but also just to have fun together, to enjoy each other's company. And I think especially over the last year, as Ingrid said, I don't know what I would have done if I hadn't had women in localization, literally, with our catch-ups and our events and everything else. So in addition to the events that our chapters and our global community put together, and the content that we create from within kind of our volunteers and our members, we have also developed strategic partnerships with certain flagship kind of independent organizations in the industry. Some are global, some are regional, but I guess the key trait of all of these organizations is that they are fully objective, so they're not sort of private companies as such, and they support our mission of fostering a global community to empower women, advance the industry and advance women. The number of strategic partners continues to grow. There's a number of them earmarked for 2021, and I guess the immediate advantage or benefit to our members from these strategic partnerships is that as a member, you will have access to specific discounts to some of the events that these organizations put together, also to some of their content. You will have the opportunity to take part in certain surveys run by some of them, etc. So there are immediate and kind of tangible benefits to our members from these strategic partnerships. And obviously, last but not least, our sponsors. We wouldn't be where we are if it weren't for our sponsors. And again, thank you so much to RWS for their continued support at a global level. I hope that the relationship will continue to grow and flourish for many years to come. And we are very much looking forward to a co-hosted webinar that is going to take place on March 31st between Women in Localization and RWS as well. So I think this is us. We would love to answer any questions that you might have or provide any more information. We would love more than anything that we have helped you understand a little bit more what you can gain from becoming a member, which, by the way, is completely free, and how that might help you in your own path, wherever you are today, and how you can contribute as well. I always say that, any organization or any organization or community like Women in Localization, you get as much as you put in effectively. So I'm going to stop sharing, and I think we will invite some questions from our audience. Mairead, if that's okay?
Yeah, that's great. So you can just speak up yourself, or you can raise your hand, or you can pop some questions into the meeting, into the box meeting chat. And that was great. Thank you very much. I'm just going to put in and there will be a story going out in the newsletter, but I'm going to pop into the thing, the Eventbrite for our next webinar that we're hosting with in conjunction with Women in Localization, and it's from our colleague in India, Babita, and it's what global enterprise needs to know about AI. So very exciting, and there'll be 2 sessions, so that'll be really good on that. So I would hope that a lot of people will sign up for that. So I got a couple of questions earlier on, but if anybody wants to put their hand up or pipe in or pop it into the meeting chat. Just about a couple of questions came up earlier on about the mentoring. So I just want to be very clear that mentoring is this open to men and women can become mentors or mentees?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Mm-hmm.
Great. Yeah. And then how long on average, if you fill in your form, because I know it's online, how long on average does it take before you get a match?
At the moment, the matchmaking is, I guess the matchmaking is, number one, being done manually for the most part, and we're looking at investing in technology. And number two, we have a surplus of mentees. So that's, I think Inger's point earlier, if no matter where you are, you can still be a mentor to someone who's just starting off. So do consider signing up both as a mentor and a mentee. And out of those relationships and out of those mentorship kind of partnerships and conversations, we all gain as much as we give. So possibly a few weeks at the moment, I think the mentorship program is aiming to have all of the current sort of mentors and mentees matched by March 12th. That's their target.
Okay, great. I see here Annie has said it's really great to have the opportunity of a membership of a mentorship, and it is. And we will definitely do some internal comms with ourselves and RWS and with the 7,500 of us with the new SDL to see if we can get more people involved in this. So I'm just kind of conscious of the time. Just a couple of things. So anybody can sign up, male and female, to Women in Localization. And even if you're not in localization, but you're interested in it, in the topic, you can still become a member, correct?
That is correct. Yeah. Any sort of adjacent roles, or anybody who's considering moving from another industry, or indeed anybody who was in localization and has moved out of the industry, but it still feels localization close to their heart, 100%.
Yeah. For people who don't know, I'm based in Dublin, Ireland, and Women in Localization has a chapter in Dublin. So I've gone, when we could go out, I've gone to a couple of events, of course, in lovely offices like Instagram and these beautiful places in Dublin. And it's actually great because I learned a lot about the industry, which things I didn't know, but also I got to meet people and I got to know my own colleagues, and I got to drink some wine as well, which is always good. And then a last question, was kind of conscious of time. We're having another session tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. GMT time. But one question has come out is, so RWS Moravia is a gold sponsor, and SDL, our new colleagues, are a platinum sponsor. Mm-hmm. So what's going to happen next? So I own the relationship from a RWS Moravia side. So we're going to start talking with our new colleagues, and we will definitely bring this up to more of a global level. So I would definitely see us going forward on the relationship. And once we have more kind of structure around that, I'll be inviting you guys back to come and hopefully speak to the 7,500 of us.
And we will be very happy to do so. Thank you again for the support, and thank you everybody for joining us today.
Okay, that's great. So thank you everybody, just 2 minutes to spare. So that's it. So again, thanks very much, and I'll share the recording, and I look forward to seeing everybody again soon. Okay, thanks.
Take care. Thank you everybody.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you soon. Bye. Bye-bye.